Three, two, one.
Here we go!
Well, welcome to the No Normal Show, brought to you by BPD. This is where we leave all things status quo, old school, traditional, and boring in the dust. And instead, we celebrate the new, the powerful, the innovative, the future, all related to how brands can lead the way in health. I'm your host, Stephanie Rearwell, EVP of Engagement here at BPD, and I'm so excited to be sitting down with Vic Reiss, the VP of Marketing, Consumerism, and Consumer Insights at UNC Health. Hi, Vic.
Hello.
Hi. It's really good to be with you in real life.
Yes, in a beautiful setting.
It is. It's Charleston. You can see our background here. The beach, the ocean is over there, I guess,
Yes.
the bay.
Uh-huh.
So we're here at the Joe Public Retreat, and what that is a gathering of health system marketers and CMOs and marketing leaders. And like I said, we're outside, so there's all kinds of action happening around us. But I'll just give a little bit of your background. You can add anything that I missed. So what I think is really cool is you have a really rich background both in healthcare and outside of healthcare. You've been at UNC Health for quite some time now. You've done a lot there, really outstanding work, and I think really brought forward the Consumer Insights program.
Mhm.
Before that, you were at Cancer Treatment Centers of America and FedEx. Anything else you want to share? The audience should know.
I think I have one of the best jobs in America. I'm aligned with mission, and I'm helping connect people to greater health opportunities so they can make the next best action for their health.
Well, that's a tagline
Yeah.
right there for your personal brand.
Yes.
I love that. So the theme of the Joe Public Retreat this year is Rome is Burning, which is a very scary theme, but it really breaks down to all of the various signals that we see of the changing of the future of marketing. So everything from the current/coming era of AI to the supply and demand issues we face inside healthcare, to the value or non-value of marketing in various systems. And I wanted to chat with you because you have a really unique take. Every system faces this issue differently, and some don't face it at all. So is Rome burning? Yes or no?
Absolutely. Rome is burning, and I know oftentimes when we hear something is burning, and it has a negative connotation, and rightfully so. But I'll provide a different perspective on why I believe Rome is burning, and I'll use the analogy or metaphor of a controlled burn. And a controlled burn has a purpose that's for good. And so going back to if Rome burning, absolutely, but it's a controlled burn. And what is the expected outcome of a controlled burn? And that is to get growth via a sense of renewal. So sometimes you have to allow some things to burn in a controlled environment so you can have a form of renewal. And so as we relate that to the role of the chief marketing officer, I think we're going through a period of an opportunity for us to renew, reposition, and rewrite the value of the marketing, the chief marketing officer role. And to play with the fire metaphor, I'll also interject here the metaphor of a phoenix. And so when we think about a phoenix, the power of the phoenix to rise from the burning flames, let's not focus in on the fire because again, that's a distraction. But let's focus in on the wings and the feather. So those are the things that will allow us to go to additional heights. So one of those feathers is around data, insights, experience, having a strong financial acumen, and reframing the story of marketing. And then finally, again, just maybe putting the metaphors from, the burning fire, controlled burning, and the phoenix. One of the things I believe is important for all marketers is to understand the concept of homeostasis and allostasis. So in homeostasis, we are often trying to go back to the same environment. We understand that there's change, but change goes back to the same environment. As I relate that to marketing, let's call it, I don't like to use the word traditional marketing, let's call it classical marketing. So as we evolve, because everything around us says we need to evolve, let's not change to go back to that previous state that is homeostasis. Let's operate under the concept of allostasis that says with all the change that is going on and change is occurring rapidly, we will adjust and we will find out how to survive in this new environment that is constantly changing And in allostasis is dependent on other systems in order for it to complete that change. So for marketers, we can no longer continue to be marketing department operate in our tall silos. Today's environment requires us to work collaboratively with other groups across the enterprise and have that enterprise view.
Wow. Okay, mic drop. Because I love a metaphor and you gave several of them. Wow. There's so much we could dig into there. But what I want to hear from you a little bit more about is if we're going forward, not back. If we're evolving, which is really exciting, and we have this controlled burn. What do you want to burn down, and what do you want to evolve into?
Yeah. I would say it's important to burn down the shackles of those things that hold us back. And I think oftentimes we revert back to the technical aspect of marketing, those things that are important to us. And then I'll use this example, and I believe it's the Marketoonis cartoon that has the image of marketing is excited because they're in the room. And not only are they in the room, they have a seat at the table. So for many, that is a form of celebration. But what's happening and what that Marketoonis depicts is that marketing is in the room, but it's in a high chair.
Oh,
And that means the peers and the executives are looking at that marketing individual and they're saying, what are they talking about? So when you go in there talking about your cost pers, all those marketing metrics, that's important, but it's not connecting to the overall what's important for the organization. And so what I would say that needs to burn down is the way we've been telling our story. We have to own up to, perhaps it's because it's how we have told that story. We have relied on how great from a technical perspective we are, but we need to lean into, yes, I am a business person. I just so happen to have an expertise in this thing called marketing. And so now we need to be seen as business people. We need to understand where the organization is headed, why, but bring that perspective of the voice of the customer, the consumer, or what the market is saying, and provide the appropriate contextual backdrop.
great. I love that. I love that. So we, by nature, as marketers, are storytellers, or we should be.
Absolutely.
So we should use the data and tell a story with it and tell a story that drives the business. And that's how we change the seat at the table or gain one or get out of the high chair. Okay. I love that. We're just doing little mini episodes here right now, snackable, quick chat. So you have given so much rich, powerful gems and quotes in less than 10 minutes. Is there anything else so far we're halfway through Joe Public Retreat. Is there anything else that parting words or specific, I don't know, things you're going to go back and do tomorrow or little things that you've heard that you're thinking about? Anything else you want to leave us with?
Yeah, actually, just coming out of the session with Dr. Marcus Collins. First of all, I'm going to read his book because right now my head is going in 1,000 directions. And there's a couple of things he said that I have to reflect on and see what are implications for marketing. And the first is the difference between distinctiveness and differentiation. And I think that's important. And really, when you get into distinctiveness, it's that owning that cognitive real estate. I think oftentimes as marketers, and rightfully so, we focus in on differentiation because that's what makes us unique. And then we tie that to the value proposition. But really, we need to start taking a closer look into what makes us distinctive. And then I may not actually say it correctly, but it was a pyramid that he described where awareness is at the bottom. And so, of course, basically, awareness is table stakes. But as you go up that pyramid, now you're going into quality leadership position. And then as you start getting towards that higher space, most of us really want to be that associations. But then let's take it a little bit higher. And then where I believe he blew my mind and have me just thinking 1,000 different directions was where we really want to be at it's kind of, you use an analogy of church, where you get into where the congregation, where people are aligned, and this is where you want your brand to be, where you can still have, I would call it the congregation, but you still have the small distinctive tribe. So again, I forgot the actual name of the pyramid. I might need to read a book so I can actually give the right attribution. But that speaks to us for marketing because, again, we understand awareness. We understand talking about the leadership position and when people start associating your brand, but you want to get into that other space, that next dimension. And that's what makes those powerful brands. And so it would challenge me as a leader to go back and take an honest assessment and figure out what are the things we need to say and what do we need to do in order for us to be distinctive.
I love that you pulled that out. I think that blew my mind too. And thinking about what does it mean to be a brand that's built on beliefs, belief at the top of the pyramid.
Yes.
Who is, who are our people, I think is
Mhm.
how he put it, to your point about the congregation. And tying that back, I'm glad you brought that up because I think it is a great way to tie off the point of what is our seat at the table? How do we tell stories with data instead of just data alone? And one thing he pulled out was to your board, to your CEOs, to your C-suite. You have to tell them stories too.
Absolutely.
They believe,
Yes.
right? How do you want them to be a believer?
Once upon a time. Yes.
Actually, it's about emotion, and we come in with bullet after bullet. And I think it changed my mind a lot because, and I still think this is important. But how do we quantify the value of marketing in financial means? Awesome, but what is that story that's wrapped around it that makes someone's heart beat fast?
Absolutely.
So that I think, the point of the pyramid goes to both internal and external communications. And that is what I hope we evolve into.
All right. Well, it sounds like we'll have a lot of follow-up conversations.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for sitting down for this quick chat this afternoon. We always say to our listeners, push past the normal, push into the no normal, burn it down.
Uh-huh.
And we'll chat again soon.
All right. Hey, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.